Come inside. Say we gotta wear masks. Go.
We gotta wear masks.
Protocol.
Oh yeah, inside.
Protocol.
Aloha Kapaku.
Aloha.
I'm a kid.
Aloha.
Come on in.
Oh, okay.
I go first. Yeah, you handsome.
I hope I'm alive.
They get free candy.
Free candy. I'll take one for my home. Can I take one for my old tuna?
Yes, help yourself.
Take the basket.
Yeah, not like you.
Hi, aloha. Take a temperature.
Oh.
And how do we welcome your visit today?
Well, I know we're here for GEW, which stands for
Global Entrepreneur Week.
Come on in.
Okay.
So this is our office. This is Tiani.
Oh yes,
Aloha.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm writing my check. Oh, how nice.
And this is where we do our payroll. This is Debbie Higa.
No.
Yeah, that's different.
Very proud to work. Almost 20 years.
Wow.
Johanna.
I get it.
Jobline.
Oh.
Come on in. This is Howard's office.
Which I mean.
Oh, it's the coffee room.
Yes.
Coffee room.
So this is our little
Oh, I
break
see
room.
boxes of manapuma. This quilt looks so interesting.
Yes. This is one of our Hawaiian quilts made by handmade. So
Oh.
this is all part of our office,
Oh,
which is so cultural because we live in Hawaii. And so all of the accents in this office, we are proud to say, are all very Hawaiian. So come on in.
The quilt only gonna cover my left leg.
okay, thank you for sharing. Yeah, so Shin. So is that your middle name, Shin?
That is my father's name.
Yeah, that's your maiden name.
And so here's a picture of my father and my mother.
Oh,
My mother's Hawaiian and my father is Korean, both born on the island of Oahu.
wow.
And my father was more Hawaiian than Korean, being a fisherman, musician, used to pick with the ukulele and the guitar and throw the net over his shoulder and go catch mullet along the riversides on Oahu and fish net.
So he knew all the fish. He knew all the fish. He knew-
Pretty much, because my mama is pure Hawaiian. I'm so glad that you are here on behalf of Global Entrepreneurship Week.
GEW. So this is your office.
Yes, this is my office.
Everywhere I look,
it
all
shows
kinds
a lot
things. I mean, I just see a lot of cultural stuff, a lot of personal things.
Yes, and a lot of business, documents. We do payroll. We are an employment service company and been in existence since 1998. So people, I pride myself in helping community.
I know.
Since my grandma was the first lay seller in Waikiki,
She was the first.
1927 Royal Hawaiian Hotel was built, 1928.
What's your
As
name?
grandma,
What's your name?
Bella Capella Moses.
So everybody knows Auntie Capella.
Auntie Bella Moses. Yeah,
Bella.
Auntie Bella's lay stand. That was her big name right there.
Okay.
She started at the pier, and then she was in Waikiki from 1928 all the way, I believe, to 1954.
Wow.
Yes, because she had passed in 1954.
So did your mama take over?
My mama decided after grandma passed and my daddy got sick to go into lay business. So we started 1958, 1 year before statehood.
You remember?
Yes. And our daddy was our manager, and being the father of 7 girls, what a perfect job.
Oh, everybody had to work.
We all have to pick the melia and go out to Kahala, and Daddy made all the contacts, and
So he had the orders all set up.
So we became early business entrepreneurs way back then.
I can understand, that's why you are who you are. You got it in your spirit.
It's gonna be like 100 years since 1926, 28.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah, 1928 grandma started, but probably 1920s she started her lay business. But she had 4 businesses, not only one.
Oh, what were the other 3?
She
7 girls.
Fish market down in Chinatown, Oahu.
What was the name of it?
It was Antibella's.
What else?
And then she built this church for her Kaua'i.
Mhm.
It's still there.
Which church?
Hawaiian Pentecostal Full Gospel Church right there on Gulick.
Oh yes, I know it. I know it. It's still there.
It's still there. Grandma was one of the founders.
Ah,
And then in her house in Hau'oli, up there in Aloha Valley, she had a store for the neighborhood so they don't have Kaua'i to go market.
Yeah,
They would
yeah.
just go grandma's house,
And it was Bella's store.
you know, but everybody knew Auntie Bella.
And she sold whatever.
Yes. We used to go in there and say, oh, what is this? Rice, canned goods. And that was the
Bread.
neighborhood. Yeah, she used to make things. She used to provide for the snack shop also at the church. There was another business of hers. So she brought in all of the snacks and everything for, our church,
Mhm.
Go to the hall,
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the
buy ice cream, and then bread pudding, all
tuna
those things.
sandwich.
Tuna sandwich.
When I was small,
Deviled ham. Remember
Oh,
deviled
deviled
ham?
ham.
Him.
but when I was small, nobody remembers this, but we used to have tuna and egg mixed together.
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
Me too.
With onions, sometimes they put
Onion,
onions in.
but I don't see anybody doing that anymore.
I loved those things.
Tuna
Mama
and
made
egg.
that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, tuna and egg, deviled egg.
But devil ham was
Oh, devil ham. That was like,
So easy, yeah. Tastes
but
good.
that was like a treat because everything was a treat. But so here I know, Auntie, you are, in my estimation, like an entrepreneur among all entrepreneurs because from your small kid time, you were brought up in the way of not only business but taking care of it, but also making sure that the people, your customers, the people you serve, get what they need.
Mhm.
Like now,
Business is all about people,
of course.
customer service.
Oh my gosh.
I think, caring makes a big difference.
Mhm.
Being honest with one another, giving a helping hand in community.
integrity.
So that's why I do what I do, because I care.
Mm.
And I certainly joined a lot of boards, to be part of the community. The Great Aloha Run, 30 years. So many things. And it's on and on, but you have to love what you do. And I embrace the fact that I love and care for people.
Mm.
And I think it started the legacy all the way back from my grandma, from my mama, from my daddy. And like I say, they come from two different worlds, but both of them were brought up on Oahu.
Mm.
So they were true Hawaiians at heart. And they instilled many values in us 7 girls. So
7.
So of the 7, how many became business people, just like you? All of them? Most of them?
yes, I would say 6. At one point, all of us,
Mhm.
all 7 of us. And my father, the last one, he threw that phone down. He says we were his lucky 7.
Oh my, are you the youngest or you the oldest?
I'm number 2.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I'm number 2 of 7. Yes.
Can you give us their names just because names are so important?
Yes.
The sisters. Number 1 was
Number 1 is
Yes.
Diana Pi'ilani.
Diana Pi'ilani.
I'm Johanna Ku'ulelo Kilani.
Mm. Okay, man.
And number 3 is Mary Ann Pangsani. And number 4 is Lorraine Pualani. Number 5 is Valerie Pu'unani.
Pu'unani.
Number 6 is Velma Hau'oli.
Mm.
And number 7 is Bella Haunani.
Oh, man.
So being Hawaiian Korean, some of us have Hawaiian names
Mhm.
and a few of us have Korean names.
You have a Korean name too?
No, because I have a long Hawaiian name.
Yeah.
Ku'uleo Ukilani.
Okay,
Yeah,
man.
Ku'ulelo Kilani from my grandma.
So you are a Maui person. You from
I have been here since 1972 and married this Maui boy.
Yeah.
but your name Lokilani, that's the Maui flower.
Yes, so it was meant to be.
Meant to be.
Yes,
So-
Lokilani.
Were you also entrepreneurial, or
No, always work.
Yeah, he was
Always
working.
working.
Yeah.
That's local style. No can sit around. You gotta work, yeah, Uncle.
That's for sure.
Gotta work.
So I'm looking at, you know, I mean, Johanna seems a very take charge person. I mean,
I would say.
you think so?
Oh yes,
Really?
Little
I would
bit.
say. I say that with all due respect. I see you as a take charge person.
Yeah.
But I like what you say. You balance that off with your caringness, your compassion.
Thank you.
Because you can take charge and mow people down, and then they're not going to like you.
I embrace, all of the good things that people do
Mhm.
to one another.
So basically, with GEW, this year, as in all years, your own who you are and your spirit and your way of doing business is what we will celebrate. Because without Johanna, Ku'ule Lokilani, Shin Amorin, certainly our community would not be the success that he is. Oh, and also with Uncle Howard, Amorin, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and basically your whole family has the spirit. Let's say they know what you do, and they
Yes.
have learned from
Yes. We have 3 sons. We're blessed. We have
I remember
3
that.
granddaughters, 3 grandsons. But one of my sons once said, Mom, we are who we are because of you.
you. Oh, amen.
Mm.
I remember
I
your
cry because, you give the love and you give the understanding and you try to teach them.
yeah.
But when it comes back,
Yeah.
the circle is complete.
Yeah.
I remember your sons because they grew up with my kids.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
They were Catholic school just like my kids.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember working with you on many projects at the school. Yeah.
And me and Jobline X-Press, I don't take all of the credit at who I am because, it's those that surround me
Yeah.
that makes it happen. I'm
Yeah.
just so grateful, and thankful for the blessings that have come into my life. So I honor all of those people around me that has helped with my journey.
I wanted to ask you one question. How does one become your client? How does one ask you to say, can I work with you or can you help me? Do they just come in and talk to you about what they need, what they want?
Well, my business started, walking, introducing myself, joining clubs, and then getting to know people on the one-on-one basis, and then also being part of organizations as Maui Business Brainstormers is one great organization.
We're part of Maui Business Brainstormers.
Yes, and
I think so.
thankful.
My brain is storming right now. Yeah, you're right. Maui Business Brainstormers, MBB.
So that starts an introduction,
Mhm.
and then I get to sit with these people. And my clients, they always come back because every Christmas I take the time
Mm.
to go out, mahalo them, take a little makana to say mahalo.
Mm.
Oh, that's very Hawaiian.
And then
That's very-
for my employees, every Friday is payroll, and I honor them with goodies that's always out front
Mm.
for them as well. And Christmas is a big deal.
Wow, of course. I can't imagine the year without Christmas.
I recognize good clients,
Mm.
good employees. I give them taps on the back,
Yeah.
and the children, the keiki. So we have little age groups that we have makanas for them as well, as much as we can afford to
Oh,
do.
the kids get something too.
Yes, not all of them, but then little things. But sometimes we give a bike to a worthy keiki or a toy. So Johanna go out and go hunt and get the best buy.
Oh, you know the best buy.
More sales, you can buy more. That's who I am.
You know how to buy. Huh?
Yeah, growing up with 6 sisters, my father moved probably 12 times.
And you're supposed to move with him, huh?
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, put everything in the truck,
Oh, yeah, we're going.
and we're holding down, and we're going to our next house.
You remember, Charlie?
Yes.
So I just want to question, when you look at your life, how many of those years were just entrepreneur? When you look at, like, I'm sure Jobline came in the 90s, you said, but what about before that? What other venues that you did as an entrepreneur? Go ahead.
Well, Jobline X-Press is my main business right now, but I started in business with tidy up service. It was commercial cleaning, and then I opened up Koso Sushi.
Koso, yeah, on Market Street.
Was there 5 years, you know, and we did several events to take our product out to the public, and I loved it. You know, and just to see, you know, and make it affordable for the seniors. I'm so passionate with the seniors. Yeah, so we did events, and I'm proud of. We did the senior fairs. You know, we did the one at Maui College with their annual, what do you call the Japanese Matsuri.
Matsuri, the annual Matsuri.
Yes, and my last year I closed was 2008, and I won the award for best booth.
At the Matsuri.
Such an outgoing, but such an honor. Yeah. But I worked hard. I put all that stuff off, you know. But giving back, I love it. Giving back, you know.
I think you're giving back to us right now by letting us come to your busy office in your busy day. And
I'm so overwhelmed with you folks.
We're overwhelmed. I'm actually overwhelmed by you. I mean, not only talking story here, but we're doing business. This is business. You know, the one-on-one. You know, a lot of people that come to Maui and Hawaii for the first time, they go, can we get down to business? And you know what I tell them? Hello, Mike, excuse me. We are in business. From the very first word that we exchanged, that's business. Talking story is business. You know, and if you rushing about, by the way, when I grew up, we never wear watch. No need wear watch. But you cannot be late. I know that. But we never have watch. And we're talking, and it's business, I think.
And business is respect.
Yes.
Business is integrity.
Yes.
There's a lot of components to running a good business. And people need to understand that.
Yes.
But now,
Coming in, I just saw through the corner of my eye in your conference room the Ali'i pictures.
yes, let's go.
Look at the Ali'i that's in your front room here. This is so inspiring
Yes, it is.
because they ran the kingdom. They were business people.
You know, being of Hawaiian ancestry and living in Hawaii all of my life and loving the fact that I am, you know, Hawaiian and with my grandma. So when I saw this set and I opened up this business, I wanted it to be part of Jobline X-Press. And so we have the whole monarchy, starting with our first, King Kamehameha the first, and of course, going down the second, the third, Prince Kuhio, all the way to King Kalakaua, and ending up with a female, Queen Lili'u Kaua'i. You know, so I have them all in order, and you know, it just gives me my growth. It gives me my strength to know who I am. It keeps me grounded. When I walk in my office and I see this, you know, and it's my heritage.
It's our heritage.
Yes, it's our heritage. And then I belong to the Ka'ahumanu Society, Maui. And
the
also,
regal ladies in black.
And also the Nawahine with the Royal Order of King Kamehameha.
Kaua'i.
Yes, over 25 years, both.
Kaua'i.
And so blessed to be part, you know.
Of course, I'm a member of the Royal Order of Kamehameha too. So
Yes,
you and I are very much a part of not only the vision and the mission, but the reality of the kingdom which still exists.
Yes.
But this is very inspiring to see our Ali'i here. I mean, wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. And Kuhai Aloha, our beloved flag,
Yes.
with the world crest in the middle. Beautiful.
And this place also, this office, Jobline X-Press, it speaks volumes to our first workers, our Hawaiian workers, of which, if you will look on top in my reception area, on the top you will see these vintage dolls. One is a lei maker, one is a hat maker,
Oh,
and one is the hula teacher.
oh.
So that is entrepreneurship.
You know, looking at, I'm still amazed at your, and I say the word longevity, because they say 8 out of 10 businesses close the first year.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't stop people from trying. But you've been around as like a staple in the community. And you attribute that
Sure.
to your relationships, how do you stay in business this long while we see many businesses disappear?
Well, I've struggled like everybody else. My business went down 90%, 80, 90%.
Since the
Yes.
pandemic.
Yes,
That much.
yes, yes. From
That can
over
really
100
discourage someone.
employees to down to under 20.
That can discourage people.
Yes. And so I'm not alone. We've all, so many of us, but you cannot give up. And I have a wonderful staff that supports Jobline X-Press, believe, and what we have too is our clients, they believe in us. So because of this relationship, this great relationship, I don't take for granted who my clients or who my employees are.
No.
They are number one, and they know the relationship that I have and the respect Jobline X-Press gives to them. So that's why when it started up again, how slow it was, they came back. And I'm so blessed to know that. And of course, I cannot take away my team,
Yes.
especially my HR manager, for believing in Jobline X-Press. And what is that word? Imua.
Imua Kahu.
Imua.
In the kingdom.
So, yes.
Imua.
So now we're back above 50%, and it's getting busier.
Yes.
And we have a good relationship. Like outside, we have our employees coming to pick up their payroll. But it's a relationship
That's
that
right.
you have that keeps this cohesiveness together.
So when you look at the business world, for example, what do you believe you can teach them? Like corporate America or any business, what can you teach entrepreneurs how to make this thing go? Because as you said, relationship. Are there other things, other ingredients that you could put in the mold and stir it that make it work? So what would you say to future entrepreneurs?
Number one, believe in yourself.
Wow, I like that.
You need to believe in yourself. Don't listen to somebody else give you adversary remarks. Because one time, way back, somebody told me,
Oh.
who do you think you are, Johanna? You are a mere clerk. And you will not amount to anything. I am worthy and you are not. Did it give me strength? Yes, it did.
To your face they said that.
Yes.
But you just went right on.
Again, number one, believe in yourself. Don't let anybody pull that rug from under
Of
you.
course.
Stay. Be firm.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard that sometimes the people that give you advice never actually been involved in that, what they're giving you advice. So they say don't go into that business, but they've never been in that business.
Yes.
Which means they don't have the experience,
Sorry, but they tell you not to.
but they still give you the advice.
All the elements of my entrepreneurship stems back into my past customer service. I love people.
Oh yeah.
I worked for the airline,
Oh, yeah. You used to work for the
Sheriff,
airline?
police department, St. Anthony Grade School. I was assistant secretary. I worked for the bank. I worked for the bank. You have to have patience. You have to find that nickel loss at the end of the day.
Yeah, to balance your drawer. Yeah, everything,
Oh,
everything has to balance.
all of these elements that was learned through my journey was applied to this business.
So you bring all that right here.
Yes.
So that's number one. What would be number two? Or you gotta get past number one.
Have a good partner.
Oh, okay.
Oh, let's talk about Howard.
Let's talk about
I knew somehow Howard would get into the picture. He's been in the picture, but now the spotlight is on Howard. Howard is important to you.
Yes, he believes in me.
Wow.
And he follows up with what I say. Maybe he doesn't have business background, but he believes in his wife.
Yeah.
And, to share my burdens as well. So yes. So Howard is number two.
Howard's number two. I like that. Believe in yourself and then also have a good partner.
Whether it's a husband
Yeah.
or somebody else,
Yes.
A partner.
it helps, to carry on success, whether it's positive and burdens, all of it.
Wow.
You don't stand alone.
Powerful.
Wonderful. I mean, number one, number two. Number one, number two.
And then get good
Kahu.
people, who come under the company as well.
Yeah.
We have been blessed.
Ikahilu ay cool.
Yes.
So the ingredients is about people. I mean, it's you, your husband, and your staff. When you were explaining about your staff, what you do for them, I can see why they stay. Seems here you really care about your employees. As you said, they're number one.
In the business, yeah?
In the business. Can you teach that at a business school? Would you teach that at the University of Hawaii and say, let me teach you that course on how to deal with employees? Would you be willing to do that?
I have touched in the community with children, with students, because when I first started my business in 1998, I was invited by Baldwin High School to do mock interviews
Oh,
for the
wonderful.
children.
Wonderful.
And I had since gone to Maui High on an annual basis,
Wow.
especially freshmen and sophomores, for them to understand.
And you love that.
Yes, and I sit on advisory boards with the UH Maui College. I sit on 2 advisory boards. And it's all student related, and I sit in the business careers. And so this is my giving back.
Global Entrepreneur Week, there's so many countries going to be involved in this whole thing.
G.E.W.
Millions of people. And what would you say to the entrepreneurs today and the future entrepreneurs tomorrow?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to ask you one more question after that. So, you're speaking to millions of people
Yeah. Around the world.
around the world. What would you say to them?
For the first timers, those who are interested in becoming an entrepreneur or starting a business, do it.
Just do it.
And if it doesn't go the way you wanted it, you pick yourself up and you do it again, because you have learned your mistakes.
Learn your
And
mistakes.
failure is always good,
That's right.
because you will not repeat the same mistakes. But if you have a passion, nobody can stop you.
That's right.
Nobody.
That's right.
No matter where you are in this world, all the basics of a business, pretty much all the same. It's just that whether you want to do service, whether it's a product, if you're in the driver's seat, you believe in yourself is number one. Go ahead and get started. If it doesn't go that time, try again.
Looking at the Hawaiian population, listening to your story going back to your, 1928, they seem to be, a lot of Hawaiians were very entrepreneurial, right? It sounds that way, looking at our family. Do you see many of Hawaiians being more entrepreneurial today? Or how, that maybe speaking just to the Hawaiian community, since we're Hawaiians, what's your view?
Yes, I do. Because I not only traverse around the island of Maui, but I go to Oahu, and there are so many startups with the younger generation, with the Hawaiians, cultural. For instance, Kaneohe, you go to the Windward Mall, you go on a Saturday. Oh my gosh, all these young entrepreneurs, all these locals doing whether it's poi or things with the fish.
Oh, it's like a pop-up marketplace, yeah?
Yes. I see so many of them
place.
just to go watch TV. And now you see the TV stations are putting out or recognizing all of these younger entrepreneurs. And you know what? They're Hawaii born. I see so many of those.
And they're here.
Yes. And me, I become a customer.
Buy local.
Yes. So we need to survive our own,
Good.
buy our own, yes,
Promote our
and
own.
promote our own.
I'm talking about that under the pictures of our kings and queens. Saying that. It's like they're talking to us right now.
Yes.
But I think going back to what John was saying, we don't realize the entrepreneurship of the elite,
Okay, yes.
because part of it was to the good of the community.
Yes.
And looking back, what would you say about giving back to the community? How important is that in any business?
It's very important, giving back. And I give back.
Yes.
Sitting on boards, back, one of the boards I didn't know was 8 years. We don't get all photo.
Oh yeah.
But
I
you know,
remember.
I went through 8 years, but I'm always out there, giving back.
Yeah.
Whether it's the Heart March of Dimes, but then locally as well, partaking in schools, teaching the students, so many aspects that I feel that I continue to do, but I love it. But giving back to community is so very important. It keeps everybody.
Yes, and giving back also builds the community. It nurtures it.
Yes.
It becomes this community.
Yes.
It is this community.
So I have a place out in Wailuku now, and they were doing land hollow, and I'm learning about it. And then, when I harvest, I give.
Wow.
Yes.
The
So
bounty
that
of
is
the
part
land.
of giving back. So that property is also about giving back. Yes. But this pandemic has put a hold on the activities that I want, to progress. But there's hope. Getting
Always.
better.
Always.
Yes.
My God. Thank you.
If you could sum up your passion in 4 to 7 words, what would those words be? Or your mission, or how would you phrase it so that we walk out of here knowing your whole purpose and your whole passion about Jobline?
I love my Hawaii.
Wow.
Ohana.
And from all of that, everything spills.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, that song, I love you, Hawaii. Yeah. We are Hawaii.
Yes.
Hey, Hawaii Kako, all of us.
And it gives me much strength. You know, we have our downs and we all face with many challenges.
Of course, every day.
But we have to keep that light at the tunnel burning. It has to always be,
Yeah.
you know. So Kahu, can you please end this with a prayer? Let's hold hands.
Okay, I'll start the prayer and as Kahu, but I want also Kahu maybe to end it.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. We are blessed with 2 Kahus today.
Oh. How lucky you are. Let us pray. Good and gracious God, we thank you for Johanna and Howard and Jobline X-Press, everybody here in this beautiful office, under the visages of our ali'i of the kingdom. We draw inspiration not only from you, good and gracious God, but from them and their way, which they have left for us to continue. Bless Johanna, an entrepreneur among entrepreneurs. Bless the Maui business brainstormers, and bless what we're about to come into, the G.E.W. 2021. That this story, this way, this mala'au, this kuka can become our inspiration, our motivation, our satisfaction. Kahu?
We are so grateful, Lord, that we have this opportunity to speak of our past. And I just thank you that we've heard stories today that kind of help define us as our past has defined where we're at right now. And I just thank you for that. And Johanna and also Howard, their journey together, we ask, oh Lord, that you just bless Jobline X-Press and their marriage and their longevity. And so we give you thanks. Amen.
Amen.